Hey everyone, Thornton Smash here, and today we're going to go over my Season 9 weapon tier list. But you know what tops my tier list every single time? Brand new gaming chair. EasyMX actually sent this gaming chair to me to review, and they've sent me some controllers, and I gotta say, I love this gaming chair. It's the first one I can sit in for about 6 hours. It's got the chair pump, so you can go ahead and adjust the height, which helps with the video a ton. It's got a full recline, so I can lay back and just chill while I'm gaming on my stream. I can go ahead and spin 360 degrees, and also, it's so comfortable, I can punch it to death. How many times I gotta teach you this lesson, old man? The other great function of this chair is the S-tier weapon holster built into it. It's absolutely Oh god, that was Loba's dad.
I'm coming for you, you son of a...
The way that my tier system is going to work is that each gun classification will have its own tier list. It will not be compared from assault rifle, submachine guns, and pistols all in the same grouping, as it makes no sense to go ahead and have a P2020 compared to a Volt SMG. They have different functions and there's no reason, and it's just kind of an unfair comparison. Along with that, I'll have a table with all the weapon stats so you can get an understanding of how I came to my rankings. As you can see, it will have a weapon type right there in the first column, then the damage, which will go from body, head, then leg in that order from left to right, then the damage per second, the rounds per minute that it fires, the mag size depending on what size magazine you have, with the smallest on the left to the max on the right, and then a reload speed, one without a mag and one with a mag. The Havoc is going to be the first one we go over in our assault rifle class. As you can see, it uses energy ammo. The damage numbers are actually the lowest, with 1832 and 14 only beating out the R301. The damage per second is in the middle of the pack for assault rifle classes. The rounds per minute is the second highest, however you need a turbocharger to get full utilization of that. The mag sizes are the largest, but it also has the largest reload time. This is a solid C tier weapon in the lowest of the assault rifle classes, as you need a turbocharger to actually make it compete with the other ones in this class. The next one up is going to be the Flatline, which uses heavy ammo. As you can see here, it has pretty good damage, 1933 and 14. The damage per second is at 190, which is actually lower than the Havoc, and the rounds per minute are also lower at 600. The mag size is also lower, but it is a beast up close, and that is why I put it a little bit above the Havoc, as it doesn't need a turbocharger and it needs very little attachments to actually make this thing kick. I'll give it a B. The next up on the list is going to be the R301 Carbine, that uses light ammo and is the only gun to do so. It has some of the lowest damage numbers at 1425 and 11, along with one of the lowest DPSs at 190. What makes it really decent though is the fact that it has the fastest rounds per minute at 816. This thing fires insanely fast, almost 200 faster than any other gun in the assault rifle class. Its mag size are pretty decent and its reload speed is what with the best of them, but what really makes this great is the fact that it has such controllable recoil. Honestly, it works for beginners or advanced players. This is going in the A class. The last one up in our assault rifle class is going to be the Hemlok, the other heavy ammo type gun. It has the highest damage for leg, body, and headshots. As you can see, the DPS is also the highest by a good margin. The rounds per minute is in the middle of the pack at 643. Its mag size is also in the middle of the pack, but its reload speed is the fastest, with a mag actually on it at 2.85 seconds. Not to mention, you can put this baby in single fire, and depending on how fast you can pull the trigger, you can get this thing to go insanely fast. This thing is easily an S tier. The burst fire and recoil is super easy to control. Now moving into the SMGs, the R99 is up first, and that uses light ammo. Now I'm going to catch some flack for this, but look at the damage. It has the lowest leg, body, and headshot out of any gun in the SMG category. Along with that, the DPS is okay, but that's really only because the rounds per minute are over 1,000, which is a problem because if you do put an extended mag on this, it takes 2.45 seconds, which is the second longest other than the Prowler to reload a gun, which is a problem when you're only doing 11, 17, and 9 damage per shot. You need multiple clips. That's why when it comes to SMGs, the Prowler is, in my opinion, a C level. Now next up on my list is the Alternator, the other light ammo SMG. Its damage, as you can see, is much higher than the R99 per leg, body, and headshot. The DPS may be lower, but that's because the rounds per minute is half of the R99, but that does lead to an increase in recoil control. Its mag sizes are almost the same as the R99, however, the reload speed with a mag on it is much quicker than an R99, which makes it much more lethal when you're doing a firefight. Not to mention, devs have come out and said that if you use an Alternator versus an R99, the Alternator wins most of the time. This puts it at a B level for me. The Volt uses energy ammo and is the only SMG to do so. Its damage is only 1 point lower than the Alternator in each category. However, the DPS is higher due to the rounds per minute functioning more like an SMG with 720, making it much faster, but still controllable with the recoil. The mag sizes are almost identical, but the reload speed without a mag is the highest, along with the with a mag only being slightly below the Alternator. The reason why it's so much higher is it functions with a quick firing speed like the R99, but still does damage like the Alternator. This is going to be my A tier. Lastly, we have the Prowler, which uses a unique ammo type as it's found in care packages, but typically it will use heavy. Its damage is actually the exact same as the Volt, however its DPS is much higher because the rounds per minute fire much quicker, and it also has the largest mag size along with a very quick reload time. This thing is just a beast and very powerful, and there's a reason it's a care package weapon. It's obviously going to be my S. Moving into the light machine gun category, we have the Devotion, which uses energy ammo. It has the lowest damage number for leg, body, and head across the board. Its DPS is very high, but that's because the RPM is insanely high, leading the pack. However, you need a turbocharger to make that happen. Its mag size is also in the middle of the pack, and the reload speed is also in the middle of the pack. The reason this is going to be my first one I go over is because without the turbocharger, it just isn't as quick with the windup. Therefore, I'm going to put this in a B category. Next up, we have the L-Star, which is the other energy ammo weapon type. Its damage output for head, leg, and body shot actually matches the Spitfire count for count. Its DPS is actually higher because it fires its rounds much quicker. However, that's offset by the fact that it only has 23 rounds in a mag before it overheats. So unlike a typical LMG, you just can't hold down the trigger and spam it. It's moving up in the meta, but currently I still have it below the Spitfire, even though it has a reload speed that's pretty quick, but that's once again due to overheating. I'm going to put this in my A category. The Spitfire uses the heavy ammo type. It's the only one to do so in the LMG category. It does match the damage for head, leg, and body with the L-Star, making it one of the most powerful. However, the DPS is lower due to the fact that the rounds per minute are much slower than the other two in this category. However, that's offset by the fact that it has amazing recoil control. Its mag sizes are also the largest, allowing it to also have one of the largest reload speeds, but that's okay when you're doing so much damage and have 50 bullets to do so. This easily makes it an S tier weapon still. Now moving into the marksman class, which is new for season 9, we go up first with a 30-30 repeater, which uses heavy ammo. Now its head, body, and leg damage shots are middle of the pack, nothing to write home about, but not bad either. It suffers due to its DPS being pretty low because the rounds per minute it can fire is pretty small. Its mag sizes are also very small when considered with the rest of the class. There is a reload between each bullet of 0.6 seconds. Overall, it's not a horrible gun, but it's not nearly as good as the rest in this class. This is going to go in the C category. Then we have the G7 Scout, which is the only light ammo category in the marksman class. Its damage for head, leg, and body is actually the lowest out of all the categories. However, the damage per second is pretty high due to the high rounds per minute, while still being incredibly easy to control with the recoil due to it being a marksman weapon. Its mag sizes are also the largest with a reload speed that is one of the quickest. However, when you go ahead and compare it with the Bocek, it doesn't really make sense. So this is going to be my B tier weapon. Then we have the triple take, which is a new beast. It used to be a sniper, but now it's a care package weapon. I assume it will be going back to energy ammo after it transitions out of the care package. It does have the highest damage out of every gun here, as it used to be a sniper. As you can see, the DPS is lower due to the rounds per minute being at 78, but the mag size is decent with 9, with a fairly decent reload speed. What really makes it great here is the fact that it comes with a built-in precision choke, which allows you to do absolutely massive damage. This has to be A tier just for the damage on body and leg and headshots alone. We have season 9's newest weapon with the Bocek Bow, which uses a unique ammo type such as arrows. Now you'll notice the damage is higher than both the G7 and the 30-30 repeater, but a little lower than the triple take. The DPS and RPM is also very low, but that's due to the fact that it is manually fired and you don't need to reload, and as long as you continue to hold back and pull the trigger, you can fire it at your own desire. With almost no recoil, no bullet drop in the game whatsoever for it right now, it is an absolute beast with the amount of damage it can do and not having to reload. It's an S tier. Moving into sniper rifles, our first up is the Sentinel, which has the second highest damage, as you can see here, for head, leg, and body. However, the DPS and the rounds per minute are very low, and it isn't helped by the fact that the mag sizes are some of the smallest in the sniper rifle categories. Its reload speed is on par with the rest of them. However, the reason it's so low is that when you're matched up against someone with a bow, this thing is just useless, as you're going to get plunked by 3 or 4 arrows before you can even really get 2 shots off. It doesn't fit with some of the more fast-paced fighting in Apex Legends currently. I'm going to put this at C for right now. Then we have the Charge Rifle, which is going to have the lowest damage out of all the snipers. As you can see here, the DPS and the RPM are pretty low actually, but it does have a bigger mag size than the Sentinel, and it does have about the same reload speed with a mag. Without a mag, it's a little bit slower. However, the fact that it's hit scan and doesn't have any bullet drop, and when you first start hitting the player, it actually slows them down, makes this actually a pretty good sniper just to pester and annoy teams, which works in a fast-paced environment like Apex Legends. So I'm going to give this a B. Then we have the Longbow sniper rifle. Now the damage here is higher than the Charge Rifle, but lower than the Sentinel. But what it makes up for in not having as high of damage as the Sentinel is the insane DPS and rounds per minute. It's higher than both the Sentinel and the charge rifle, along with being able to have a bigger mag size. The reload speed is just as quick as the other two, if not a little bit quicker than the charge rifle without a mag. The fact that you can fire this so quickly makes it much more preferable for sniper rifle engagements in Apex Legends. I'm going to put this in the A tier. Then we have the Kraber sniper rifle, which is a unique ammo type as it's in the care package. Its damage here for head, body, and leg is absolutely insane. Its headshot damage does almost 4 times as much as the next up highest one with the Longbow. Its DPS is also higher than everyone in this category. Its rounds per minute is slower, but that's due to the reload speed and the time in between shots. Its mag size is only 4, but when you can do 435 damage on a head, how many bullets do you really need unless you're missing constantly? It's S. Do I even need to say it? Moving into the shotgun category, we have the Mozambique, which for its damage numbers, it has the lowest for the head, body, and leg shots. Its DPS and RPM is the highest, and its mag size is decent with one of the faster reload times. The problem with it is that it no longer has the hammer point hop up. Therefore, with the low damage numbers, it really doesn't compete as a shotgun. This is going to be in my C class. Then we have the Mastiff shotgun. Now, the damage here is actually pretty decent. It beats out the EVA 8 for the head, body, and leg. The DPS is pretty low, though, compared to the others, with 96.8, with the rounds per minute being at 66 and a mag size of 6, but it does have the quickest reload speed. The reason why it's going a little bit lower on this list is the fact that simply sometimes the shots want to hit and sometimes it doesn't. You really have to aim down sight to get the spread to focus fire. Overall, it's very powerful. None of the shotguns are bad, but I'm still going to put this one in B. Then we have the EVA 8 shotgun, which has lower damage than both the Peacekeeper and Mastiff, but its DPS and rounds per minute are way higher, meaning it can fire way quicker for quick bursts, which is what you want a shotgun to do, along with having the largest mag size. Its reload speed is okay. The EVA 8 is just an overall good shotgun. Like I said, none of these are bad, but I'm going to put it slightly above the Mastiff. I'm going to put this at A. The last one is going to be the Peacekeeper, which has higher damage for body and headshots. It does have lower damage than leg, but hopefully you're not aiming for the legs with a shotgun. Its DPS is right there with the Mastiff, and its rounds per minute is lower with a lower mag size and a longer reload speed, but the built-in precision choke to focus your fire into one shot is absolutely devastating and can do massive damage. It's just my favorite personal gun. That's why I'm going to put it S tier, but I understand if you want to go ahead and put different shotguns in place of the Peacekeeper. Moving to everyone's favorite category, we have pistols, and the first one up is P2020, which uses the light ammo type. As you can see, the damage here is actually higher than the RE45 for head, body, and leg shots, but the DPS is much lower, along with the RPM being actually half of the RE45. The mag size is also lower. Along with that, the reload speed is quicker. However, like I said with the Mozambique, this gun is typically not useful without the hammer point hop up. I would normally rate this as a B, A, and S, as there's only 3 guns in this category, but the P2020 is so useless, I'm going to go ahead and put it at a C for this one. Moving into the RE45, the other light ammo type gun, it does have the lowest damage out of all the pistols for head, body, and leg shots. However, the DPS and the rounds per minute are insanely high, much faster than everything else in this category. The mag size is also the largest for the RE45, and it has the second quickest reload speed. Honestly, it's like a little mini Alternator. I would highly recommend this gun. It's very, very fun to use, especially right off the drop. I'm going to put this in my A category. And our last gun on the entire list is going to be Wingman, which is the only heavy ammo pistol type. Its damage here is absolutely monstrous, pretty much quadrupling everything else in this pistol category. Its DPS may be slower, but it's still higher actually than the P2020. The rounds per minute may be really slow, but it makes up for that with, once again, its insanely high damage numbers. Its mag size, once again, is very low, and the reload speed is the longest, but the fact that you can go ahead and line up your shots and it absolutely claps when you hit make this a really fun and satisfying gun, and really the only S tier pistol that I can think of. That is going to be my Season 9 weapon tier list, classified by each weapon classification. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're looking for more information on the stats of the guns, check out Rock Paper Shotgun, as that is the site that I use to go ahead and get the numbers for each of the individual guns. And until next time, Legends, keep slaying in the Outlands, and I'll see you out there.